Here we are going to discuss some of the major building collapses that occurred in different parts of the world. Our first example is Tacoma Narrows Bridge. This bridge is located in Tacoma, Washington. The estimated building cost of this bridge is $11 million. In a report, it was estimated that no human casualty was reported in this accident. Our second example is Lalita Park building collapse. This park is located in New Delhi, India. In this accident, 67 people died and 73 got injured. The major cause of this accident was estimated that its foundation got weakened due to the recent flooding that occurred in that area. Our third example is Kolkata flyover collapse. In this collapse, more than 50 people died and approximately same number of people injured themselves. The major cause of this accident was the defect in design, construction, raw materials and other structural health related issues.
We are not like those who ignore the problems. We are the company who detects problems and provides solutions for the protection of precious human lives. Our mission is to provide safety measures to the structures we go in and out of every day, taking care of it, prioritizing customer safety, satisfaction, and sustainability as a result. Trailblazers is a company of people dedicated to delivering best value services and solutions to help clients identify and manage risks to natural and built environments using innovative applications to science and technology. With an advent of all new structures coming up, and while India is competing in today's competitive global market, one cannot lose track of the stock that India has in older structures. These have known or unknown deficiencies and will not be identified unless a disaster is experienced. However, it is too late then with a tremendous human loss on hand. This leads to the need of careful consideration to be proactive, to conduct health monitoring and provide proper solutions. Structural health monitoring helps to monitor the in-situ behavior of the structure accurately and efficiently, to assess its performance under various service loads, to detect damage or deterioration and to determine the health of the structure. By just a small adjustment to the construction, a safer life is possible.
Hi, my name is Ashutosh Garg. I am CEO of our company. I would like to introduce you to my amazing team.
Hi, my name is Ashok Zangir. I am a Chief Technology Officer.
Hello, my name is Nitesh and I am the CTO of this company.
Hi, my name is Arpit. I am the Director of Marketing of our project.
Hello, my name is Pratik Amaravanshi and I am the Chief Financial Officer of our company.
Hi everyone, I am myself Pradyuman Krishna, a Director of Legal of our company.
Hello, my name is Prashant Meena and I am the Legal Director of our company.
Hi, my name is P. Bhushan and I am CFO of this company.
Hi, I'm Shivani Soren and I am the Director of Research and Development of our company.
Hello, I am Amar Shotiyar and I am Director of Marketing in Trailblazers.
Any structure during its service life acquires damages due to various reasons such as rainfall, wind speed, temperature or aging. Presence of these damages alters the natural frequency of a structure. It is a frequency in which a structure tends to vibrate in the absence of any driving or damping force. This makes it crucial to real-time monitor the change in natural frequency of a structure, which give rise to structural health monitoring. SHM refers to the process of implementing a damage detection and characterization strategy for engineered structures such as bridges and buildings. Let us see how it works. Smart sensing technologies such as piezoelectric accelerometer sensors are used to collect data. These sensors are installed in large number into the various critical points in our structures. The data from the sensors are transferred to the main server, which process and classify the data according to various level of damages. This is how we keep track of your structure health status. To better process the large number of data coming from various sensors in real time, machine learning algorithm is used hereby to classify our data.
Till now, we have discussed company and the technical background of our product. Now, we will focus on its algorithm part. So we split the algorithm in the 6 major parts. First, we input our training data as CSV file. Then, we change those training sets into respective SIs. We will discuss about the SI in our next slide. Now the third step is to use SVM on those SIs to distinguish those data. Then we take input test data, which we again change into SIs. And then finally predict the result on the basis of SVM and get output of 0 to 5, where 0 signifies the healthy state and 5 states the damage level 5.
Now let's move to statistical indicators. As determination of input variables for the machine learning methods plays an essential role in successful classification. So it's necessary to use the data that provide the information about the dynamic signals. Now moving to statistical indicators properties. The mean square and the root mean square that measure the central tendency of a data, while the standard deviation and the variance measure their dispersion about the mean values. And the skewness and kurtosis are the statistics of third and the fourth order respectively. That skewness that represents the symmetry of a data distribution, and the kurtosis indicates the flattening of distribution considering a Gaussian curve. And the last, the crest factor and the K factor that frequently used to identify the deviation from the sinusoidal response.
Support vector machine. Support vector machine is a machine learning algorithm to classify our data. Now let us see how it works. Suppose we have the data, which is plotted in this graph. Now we are interested in how to split the data. We can split the data in this way, or this way, or this way. In fact, all these ways work, but we are interested in splitting the data into best possible way. And we can easily say that this line will split the data in best possible way. This is what support vector machine is. SVM is the model which can classify the data in the best possible way. Now the next question is, why is this the best split? Now let us take this line as a center line of a road which contains 2 lanes. Now we can easily see that this road is the widest road which separates the two groups. So if we look back and see at the other lines, we can easily see that those lines produce very narrow roads. But this is the widest road possible. Say we are presented with the data which look like this. It looks impossible to use a single line to classify the data. But we can use a function to transform our data into higher dimensional space. See over here, we have gone from one-dimensional to two-dimensional space, in which we have used a simple function to get a parabola. So we can easily see how we can draw our hyperplane. So we can do the same for this dataset to find their corresponding hyperplane. Here we use some function to transform our data into higher dimensional form. The process is popularly called as kernel trick. It is a simple method where a non-linear data is projected onto a higher dimensional space so as to make it easier to classify the data where it could be linearly divided by a plane. This makes it easier to find a best possible hyperplane for a non-linear data. And by using this, our main purpose to classify the data according to various level of damages got easier. So this was all about support vector machines.
Here I am going to explain the code of our product. In the first part of the code, I am going to run it. It is usually used for uploading our training data set I'm just going to run it. It takes a little bit of time. It is getting 100% completed, that it is going to be uploaded 100%. Okay, in the next part, here I have import some libraries of the Python. I'm going to just run it. Here only I have import some libraries. Here I have taken some variable as an array, such that n1, 0, n1, n2, n3, and to use these variables later on I will explain. In the next part, I have reading the data set in the x variable, and I am going to build an array, that is an 2D array of this data set that we have, and I am going to print it. I will show the printing data set later on. And here what I am doing, that I am storing the training data set output value in the y variable. Here what we are doing, that we are going to find out the 10 stats indicators. For example, the peak, mean, mean square, root mean square, and variance, and standard deviation, skewness, kurtosis, crest factor, and k factor. Okay, what we are going, these are the 10 stats indicators. We are going to pass them in the x variable and going to form that x. That is, what is this x? X is a 2D array, nothing else but a 2D array. Okay, here I am going to run this code. Okay, and this is the a part, that is the a variable that I have given here. This is the a. Okay, and the next one is the x, and other one is the y. Okay, and in the next part of this code, I am just going to run it. I am going to import some SVC. SVC means that's just like a support vector classifier, which is used to classify like we have shown in the graph, that we have said in the algorithm part already, and where we have taken the kernel as a linear. Okay, and we are going to fit the x and y. Both the x and y we have taken above. Okay, these both the x and y we are going to fit here. Okay, and we know that we have passed the 10 stats indicator in the x value, so that we can't directly pass these values that we get from the data set. Okay, that's why we are taking some data set in the in an a array, and we are going to calculate the again peak, max, and all other 10 stats indicators up to the b8 values, which we are going to pass in the clf.predict function. We are just run this code. We get an array of 5. Okay, if we are going to change, we are going to create some changes here. Like I will just change it like it's 0.5. Okay, and 0.183, 0.196, like that one I just tried. It again shows the array of 5, that is, it is belong to the same damage level. Okay, if we are going to create some other changes, then it will definitely get changed. Thanks.
We have discussed a lot about our product. Now it's time to talk about our business model. Because if we fail in making business or revenue model of our company, then definitely our company will fail within next 2-3 years. So let's go forward. How our business will run? First step is to gain customers. Now customers can be gained either from our promotional advertisement or by our SEO and website. Now after gaining customers, we need to do some collaboration with sensors manufacturing companies, and from there we need sensors to fix in the structure. And then our third step will be providing service by giving them our output, what we get from our algorithm. The fourth and the important step in making our strong foundation is taking customer feedback, because we need to ensure that customers should be happy from our service, and we are going in the right direction. Now, company expenses. Under company expenses, our fixed cost in setting up our company is 1.2 crore and monthly and other miscellaneous costs are 35 to 40 lakhs. Sources of earning. We can earn money from our service on an annual basis by charge commission on sensors and equipments, and also we can earn money by giving insurance facilities to the structure where we are giving our service. Now we need to understand our growth, profitability and break-even point. So here we need to study the profit loss account of the next 6 months, because after that there will be minimum chances of loss, and we also gain some customers till that time. So here is our profit loss account. After this, we will discuss about the phase of funding. In running our business, we need to spend some money to expand and for proper execution of our plan. So how will this money come from? We need some funding in the initial stage. We need some 15 lakh plus 2 crore money to start and run our company. And after 4-5 years, when our company will fully set up, we need funding for expanding. That was like 10 crores or something. To successfully run our company, we have made SMART goals for the company. That is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. These goals are just to focus on the growth of the company.